Hiya! Welcome back to my kitchen. I'm so glad you're here today. Today we're talking about air fryers, one of my favorite things to cook with. It's actually one of the biggest things that's played on my channel all the time, which by the way, I will have a link to all my air fryer videos. Today we're going to talk about all the difference between air fryers and everything you want to know. It's actually going to be organized by chapters. We're going to start out with what's the difference between a convection oven and an air fryer, because I know one of you is thinking they're the same, or your husband or your wife is like, do you really need one? We have a convection oven. Maybe you have one that has like convection bake, but that is totally different than these. And we're going to talk about the difference today. We are also going to be talking about the good and the bad of buying a basket air fryer and one of the bigger ones, one of the oven ones, because maybe you're on the fence, can't decide. I know I was on the fence and couldn't make a decision, and I'm going to tell you the good and the bad parts of each one. Then we are going to do a fry test, and I'm going to show you, because I figured we had to cook something, and I figured everybody's going to probably cook some fries in theirs. We're going to do a fry test. Then I'm going to talk about cleaning each one of them and what it entails, so maybe that's going to make you decide. Then we're going to talk about which one is faster. Is there one that's faster than the other one? That's kind of part of our fry test. But I'm going to talk about cooking different things and what I think about them, because I've obviously cooked a lot of things at this point. And which one's my favorite and which one I think you would love, because depending on all kinds of factors we're going to talk about, then I'll tell you which one I think you'll love. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so first thing we're going to talk about today is what is the difference between the convection oven and an air fryer. And if you want to know, on the convection oven setting on our big ovens, the whole idea is it has these fans that blows around the hot air in our oven. It's supposed to, and I would say supposed to, cook our food more evenly, maybe a little more fast. I mean, I think the idea was it's like so we wouldn't have hot spots in our oven. So like when we're baking cookies, it's not supposed to be brown in one spot. But I haven't really had good luck with that. If anybody has, you let me know in the comments. Now, I did see my son, actually first job, works at Home Depot, and they have some new ovens that claim they're exactly like an air fryer. I don't know if I believe it, because I think it's just another convection oven thing. Now, I know you're thinking, well, an air fryer is just a small convection oven. But here's the thing. It's a small amount of space that this air is floating around in, and so it's, more intense temperatures in there to make things crispier. That's the whole idea, so that we don't have to deep fry things, and that's what it basically does. Now, I was under the impression, just like probably you were, that when we cook in our air fryer, that it also would be evenly cooked inside. Like we have these fans that are blowing around, they have the heat, and it's even. But I'm here to tell you that that's not true. And now that I have two different air fryers, I can tell you that's a little disappointing, because a lot of them even have like things at the bottom where there's grates and you put the food on. But if you've seen any of my air fryer videos, especially with chicken, you know that I have to flip them over halfway through. I was under the impression before I got an air fryer that, again, with the whole idea of this hot air blowing around, that I wouldn't have to do that. But again, not true. Especially noticeable in our bigger, the one we just got, the bigger one, because you put in, let's say, trays of chicken. Well, the one on the top is definitely going to be darker, and so if you're doing a lot of chicken or something, or fries, whatever you're making, you have to rotate it during your cooking thing, which is one thing to talk about. Or if you have the basket kind, you can't cook as much, and you still have to flip your chicken partially through. Now, on the air fryers, the heating element is at the top, and then it has some fans that blow it around, and so that's why it's still at the top. It's, it's going to be darker. So that is how it is kind of different. Now, and that's why some of the smaller air fryers people may like better, because it's more intense heat in a smaller area, so it kind of goes faster. But then again, you would have to cook all of those things, like let's say you're making 10 chicken breasts and you're making chicken parm, you would be there forever waiting for each one or two to go through your air fryer. So on the bigger one, you can cook a lot, but you got to be ready to start paying attention and moving them through the air fryer and flipping them over. But overall, by the way, if I haven't told you, I love both my air fryers. But I think that the smaller one Definitely would be better for a single person, a college student. If you have a big family, I would definitely think about getting the bigger one. Okay, so let's start talking about each one. This is the basket type. This is the one from Instant Pot. This is their 6-quart Instant Vortex, which I love. I've had it about a year and a half, so I feel like I can really do a good review on this. I think the good thing about this one is it's great. I mean, it's a good product. I haven't had any problems with it, except for one thing. I'll show you. It doesn't wear extremely well in a long way. Let me move one of my lights. Hang on. No matter, I hope you can see this a little better, how much I scrub, let me get closer to my light, it kind of has gotten worn over time. The inserts have gotten worn, and you have to really, I say, oops, I'm over here, really scrub it. See how it is? And it's like one of those ones that supposedly is like non-stick. Here's the main thing comes with it, which is actually really hard to clean. I usually soak it. You can take it out, put it in the dishwasher. I want to let you know, I have, let me hang on, bought all kinds of inserts actually from Amazon that you can buy. You have like the grate, and then you have things that can slip on top of your grate, which is also nice. So you can buy the ones, but as you can also see, so I'm put on, because I've had to scrub it and that they fit on top, some of the non-stick has already started to come out of it. So, I don't know, it's too, oops, I have it on upside down. It's okay, I'll get it in a minute. So, I mean, that's one thing about it. I think that, now granted, you live in a house where you have teenagers that constantly use this probably more than a microwave. And so I think, you know, it's had a lot of good wear. I bought it on a Black Friday sale and I think I paid $50. And it's still usable, but okay. And the other thing that really got me into, you can only, this basket is only so big. So if you were cooking like chicken breast, chicken parm, maybe you watched my air fryer video and you want to make the chicken breasts are like the ones from Chick-fil-A, which I'll put in there. You can only cook like 2 or 3 breasts for a family. And if you're a family of at least 4, let me tell you, you're going to be cooking for quite a while. I will say, I'm going to try this one. Here, let me push in. It is pretty easy to use. Sorry if it's not stable. I'm trying to do this. Let me turn it on so you can hear it, by the way. If you don't know, uh-oh, do I have it not all plugged in? Air fryers are pretty loud. I would say that's probably here and put on. Air fry, one of their drawbacks. This is how loud it is. You ready? No, start. I haven't used it in a while, obviously. So that's how loud it is. You do have to let it preheat, okay? And then you put in your things. It is hot. I would say one of the good things about this one is it just has an easy basket. You pull it in and out, which the other one doesn't. This one, I'm going to just cancel it so I can show you. It does have air fry, roast, time, temp, reheat, bake. Now let me tell you, all these settings on all the air fryers, you really don't need. It's just adjusting the time, the temperature. You'll eventually just figure it out on your own. So I'd say the biggest drawback of this one is that it's kind of small, but on the other hand, my husband does think it cooks faster things. I don't know if that's true, because his theory is, you know, it's smaller and it goes faster. That's a quick thing. My husband actually didn't want an air fryer in the beginning. He's one of those people that's like, isn't that the same thing as a convection bake oven? And now, it's one of his favorite things in the kitchen, and this is what he does for a living. He's actually a professional chef. He loves our air fryer. Get an air fryer. You'll love it. I've never heard someone not love their air fryer. Okay, let me show you the other one. Okay, so here's our oven type. I bought this one on Amazon. I think it was like rated 5 stars, and that's how we got into this, because I went to Costco first, other places, and they didn't really have what I like. This one is way bigger. Now, I think this one's easier to clean. My husband thinks the other one is easier to clean. So I asked him for some of his insights. This one I like because on the bottom, you can just line this with foil and then just throw it away every few days. The other thing I like is these grates are just like this. You can take them out, scrub them, and then put them into your dishwasher. I don't know if you can see, this one's like a deep one. It comes with a lot of different kinds of inserts for your thing. It also comes with, I'm gonna show you. It has like a fry basket that turns, It has like a little rotisserie. I haven't tried the rotisserie, but I'll make sure to give you guys an update. If I have it, I'll leave it in the comments. And it has like a little thing that you can rotate. It even has, that attaches to the air fryer thing, has these grates with the things you can do like kebabs. I can't imagine you do that in your air fryer, but maybe. I have big grills, so I wouldn't think about that, but maybe you would. So, the only thing about this is, if you were trying to get out, I don't know if you can see, this bottom one, you can't really get it out unless you pull this, I'm gonna show you, like to the edge of your thing so it can come all the way down to pull it out. You're not gonna be able to pull it out. I don't know if that makes sense. And it does have 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. So, I don't know if you can see. This is what I was talking about. That's the heating element inside an air fryer. I don't know if you guys knew that. Kind of cool. And you can see, I don't know if you can see it, there's a fan up in there that turns. That's how air fryers work. Run. It's just hot air floating around. Let me turn this one on. This one, is not quite as loud as my other one. It does, again, this one has more settings. The only one that's really different is, I think I have to turn off to hit, or let me show you. Well, let me, I'm gonna turn off and then, okay, what I was gonna tell you is it actually has a dehydrator on here and it holds it at 90 degrees. Now, I haven't done the dehydrator. The other thing is it takes a long time to turn on and off. That's what it is. The fan to turn on and off. And it's, I don't think it's as loud as the other one, but I don't know. They're both not that loud, but they're not soft. I don't know why it would matter too much. The good thing about air fryers is in the summer, they are wonderful because they do not heat up your house. I will turn this in a second if it'll let me turn back on. It's gonna turn off. Okay, so this is like the dehydrator. There it goes, so 90 degrees. Or it has like how long ago, and it has all these settings. Really, again, the settings is just time and temperature. This one does have, which is nice, a light. A lot of the big ones have a light, which is nice because the only way you can see in this one of how your food is doing is open that baby up. That's it. So both of these have a lot of good things. I would say the best thing about this one is you can cook so much food at one time. But if it's only just you, or you and your husband, or you and your wife, or you're in college, maybe you'd like that one. I bought one of these for my mother-in-law. Her favorite thing to do with them is reheat food. She says it's like the same as eating at the restaurant, whether it be like fries, like a sandwich, you know, like one with cheese or something, because she says, you know, it's not like a microwave makes it soggy, and air fryer doesn't do that. It turns it back into kind of like the way you had it when you were eating at a restaurant. Okay, so one of the things I thought of, we could have made a ton of stuff, but that's already in my air fryer videos. Though my other one is new, my bigger one, which I'm gonna make some new air fryer videos. But I thought I'm gonna show you side by side something easy that a lot of people cook, which is just fries. And we're gonna use a bag fry, so we don't have to get into the whole complicated of making them just from potatoes. That's another video. Check out my son's video. It's a little bit long, so when we're first starting, just fast forward. He gives you a lot of great pointers. Okay, so let's get going with this fry test. So I'm going to show you side by side how they work and about how long it's going to take. You're going to be shocked. Now, we're going to get started on this fryer test. One thing about the big one is, again, these, or I hadn't told you, get really hot. This is something you need to think about if you have little kids who are taking in and out, in and out. So, before we turn this baby on to preheat, you're going to need to take one out. We'll do the little basket. Just close the other one. Yeah, so take it out before you preheat it, obviously, or get ready with your oven mitt. So you need to be careful with this. That's one thing about this I didn't mention. You got to take them in and out, and they're metal. It's hot. Okay. Next thing we're gonna do. I don't even know if it has. I think it has a fry setting. You know what? I've never even used it. Does it have one? Oh, I guess that's fries. What is the temperature on? Yeah, 400. Okay. Let's hope we don't blow a fuse. Oh, come on. Okay, I didn't need to hold it. Okay, there we go. Hopefully we don't blow a fuse in my kitchen, because they're both on the same breaker. I think these suck a lot of air, and electricity. Okay, air fry, 400, and start. Okay, so they both got to preheat, and we are just gonna get our fries on our trays. I happen to have some of these in my freezer. gonna just throw these in on 2 sheets and let this go. This one tells you, just hit it, it's time to add food. It makes like a beeping noise, you know that it's ready and preheated. So then you just pull out your little tray. Okay, and this one I would say if you get it, spend the money and get something to put on top. Let me show you. I'm gonna show you with what it came with, but then I'll show you. Like this or something else, because sometimes the fries get stuck underneath the grate and it's kind of hard to get out when it's hot. And you have to just wait till it cools off. Okay, so let's throw in our fries. Let me see if we can do this. I'm holding the camera. I'm here filming too by myself. Okay. Maybe else does that work? Mine's cool. Okay, so then try to make it kind of thin so we can say, you can fill it up. This one, I mean, it's just like a fryer, what do you call it, basket. You just, you know, shake it. Okay. Oops. Okay, here we are. Both of the fryers are supposed to not be right against the wall. All right, here we go. So that one's done. And this one is also ready again. Hope we don't blow a fuse. And by the way, get your bowls ready so that when they're hot, you can take them out, put a little salt on them while they're still hot. Okay, so open my big one up and throw in our fries. Here we go. Okay, so they've been going about the same amount of time. Maybe this one's going a little bit longer. I'm gonna let them go, and then we're gonna come back in a few minutes and check them. And again, this one, you can turn the light and see it. This one, we gotta open it up. You still wanna open it up in a few minutes, halfway through and shake it. No way, check it out. Oh, blew my fuse in my kitchen. Okay, I gotta go flip it. Alright, flipped my breaker. We're back on. I don't know if it's gonna stay on, but we're gonna try one more time. Again, you want to check it and it's hot. You have to use a towel on this one in order to get your fry basket out. So it's something to consider. I don't think it's a big deal. We still just need a few more minutes. We're getting there. Getting golden. I want to check that. Okay. This one, we're just going to open it and check it. You see it's getting there. You just want to, this one you just, you know, give a good shake. Here's all the settings, by the way. I didn't really, so I think this one's like a reheat button, and this one's for dehydration. This is like cake. I haven't made a dessert. Have any of you made a dessert in your air fryer? Fries, meat. I've done a ton of chicken. My daughter thinks this thing is the best, only for cooking the little frozen pizzas. That's why she loves this air fryer, by the way. This is her favorite one. Okay, I think these are just about ready. I'm going to show you how I know. Well, you can know by looking at them. They are turning brown, but the ends of the, see, the ends of the fries are ready. Because if not, they're going to start turning black. Anyways, okay, so let's dump them into a bowl. So you do have to hold on with a towel. I want you to know this. This is the last fry, I think. Okay, here we go. Remember, if you're going to put on anything from regular fryer and air fryer, you want to put in on a little salt or seasoning. Now is the time to do it. Okay, so I'm just going to put a drop of salt on it. Turn this one off. Okay, let's try this one. And again, here we go. Just about. I think these are ready. We'll grab a bowl for this one. Okay, so that thing, I don't know if I can do this one hand, the insert is starting to fall out, which is nothing. Shaking them out. Hang on, I'm going to need to do this both hands. Okay, got it out. It's because this thing kind of started falling out. Normally, I don't know if you can see, some of the fries get stuck on the bottom. There, they finally turn off so you can hear. And that is what it is. And you got to wash this whole thing, by the way. I'll get into washing them in just a second. Okay, I'm just going to add a drop of salt. And by the way, they both take a second shot off. This one just takes a little less. Okay, we got our bowls. Let's try them out together. It's like right at dusk, so I have like bad lighting, but then I have lighting, but I'm also lighting outside. Okay, so we are going to try the one that is from the big oven fryer first. So these took about the exact same time. Crispy. Delicious. Who doesn't love fries? And again, depending on how you like your fries. I like mine kind of, guys. I think they taste the same. They're both delicious. I love them both. I actually think they both cook fries about the same. And chicken, and let's see, I've made pickles in them, mushrooms in them. Watch my fry videos. I have some really good ones. Okay, and I'm gonna make some new ones because I actually have come up with the best way of cooking sweet potato fries and a whole lot of other things that I've been experimenting with. Okay, let's get on to cleaning these. My thoughts on that. Husband thinks this one's easier to clean because you pull it out and you're gonna scrub it around, take the insert out and put it into your dishwasher. I personally think this is the hardest part of this one, is getting this all scrubbed out, and then it's actually pulling off some of the part that makes it supposedly non-stick. This one, but he says easier. Also might be because he's stronger. This one I love because it's just these grates that you pull out and you can put in your dishwasher. Now, there are a few kinds online that you can wash the whole basket. Instant Pot you cannot because of, I don't know why. I think maybe because of vents, part of the venting system. I'm not sure. Okay, my trick for this one, if you guys haven't used the new Dawn Platinum Power Wash, I wouldn't say this is great for like everyday dishes, but it's good for things that you wanted to sit and soak for a few minutes. So like these trays, soak them, let them sit, then wash them, and then just throw them into your dishwasher. It's pretty easy. This bottom part, like I said, I just cover it with foil and then flip it out. So, and then this glass part, which by the way, I think it's glass. Okay, no, that's plastic on that side. I think this is glass. I'll look online. I'm pretty sure it's glass. I just spray it with like Miss Meyer's cleaner and some water and wash it out. So that's what I do. That's pretty, other than that, we just, you know, wipe them down. So they're actually both not too hard to clean. Difference of opinion, which one you think is better. Okay, let's get into my final thoughts. I love them both. If it was a single person or college student or very small family, I would definitely get the basket one because it's also like half the price of the other one. If you're a big family and you have a lot to cook at one time, I consider getting the other ones even if you have to flip the trays. You don't have to do it all the time, but I'd say like halfway through, you're gonna have to move it, flip the chicken. Either way, you're gonna have to flip your chicken because it doesn't cook evenly. It doesn't, even though there's vents, you would think that the air would go underneath. My mind was. It doesn't work that way. So I think they're both great. I have never heard anybody say, I just like my air fryer. It just doesn't happen. Everybody loves their air fryer. They are great, whoever invented them. Yeah. Okay. Okay, my final thoughts on the air fryer is who doesn't love an air fryer? Buy an air fryer. I think the smaller one is probably better for a small family, single person, college student. They're all great. But if you have a big family, even though you have to rotate the metal things and you have to use a towel or something, the other one takes so long to cook 2 or 3 chicken breast or some fried mushrooms or whatever. You're gonna be there all night doing this, even though, I don't know, my husband says it goes a little faster in the smaller one. I don't know. I mean, the air fryer test shows you they were about the same. So, I don't know. And the cleaning of them, probably about the same. The one bigger one is larger and does have fry basket. Again, I haven't tried the rotisserie. I'll let you know how it is. And they're both great for the summer. If it's hot, then you don't have to clean up your, you don't have to turn on your big oven. The only thing I would say is don't buy one of those really small air fryers, I've heard, because you really can't fit hardly anything into them. The Instant Vortex one I have is a 6-quart. The other one, look online, I think it's 21 quarts maybe. Anyways, so there you have it. Well, I hope you love this review and I hope it helped somebody out there that's watching. And thank you guys for being here today. Make sure you hit the thumbs up before you leave. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. We have some really fun videos coming. We are starting to work in our garden. And I, of course, am going to show you what we are going to be growing this year because eventually we're going to take it in and cook with it in my kitchen. And then, of course, Easter and Passover is coming. So I have something for both of those for you and a big collaboration between channels. We have so much planned the next few months. So make sure that you are subscribed and I will see you next week. And I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Okay, I love you guys and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.